and the Suns found a way to win without all-star Devin Booker, one of the purest and best scorers currently in the game, without him even in the lineup. James Jones, as I'm watching the game, I'm thinking to myself, the Suns are the biggest and maybe the only threat to the Denver Nuggets in the West. Last year, as the Nuggets ran through opponent after opponent, including the Lakers, at least the Suns found a way to steal 2 games, and this Suns roster has improved. What do you say? You watched the game last night. What do you think? You think the Suns are the biggest threat?
I did watch it, and as I was watching the game, I'm like, they are doing this without Devin Booker. I think when you get all 3 of these dudes, this is 3 walking buckets right here. Bradley Beal, KD, Devin Booker, ball in their hands, they can create at any moment, right? And when I'm watching that game last night, even just with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, you know, taking over the game, and they had some help from others, but this team is scary. And you talk about 3 all-star players that can score the basketball at any point. I mean, when all 3 of them play, they averaging 121 points a game. Like, that's going to be tough for people to beat them boys averaging 121 points per game. And then we seen in overtime, they have stars. You need stars to finish the game. And if you're asking me, they have better stars than the Nuggets have. So if the game is close like that, overtime, fourth quarter, they have better closers and better stars than the Nuggets to close the basketball game out and win the game. And we seen that last night. So if you ask me, are they the biggest threat? Absolutely, because this is 3 premier scorers, and they can get it going at any time in the basketball game.
I think they are, but it depends on health. They're an extremely top-heavy team. Now, the top is very nice.
Yes, it is.
It's nice up there. They're the only team with 2 top 15 NBA scorers this season, and neither one of them are named Bradley Beal. KD is averaging 27.9 points per game. Booker, you already know what he can do, 27.5 points per game. Beal's averaging 18.2 points per game. But if you have all 3 of them on the court, we already know it's going to be a problem. And with the way that the rest of the roster is constructed, while it isn't necessarily stars, you can get contributions from them night in and night out. You have some ability at the bigs. But for me, it's about experience and health. That is why I like the Suns. If they are healthy, they have the experience. They have a championship-winning head coach. They have one of the greatest players in the history of the game, the God. He's behind Shady right now. They have that. So Booker can score 70 points. We've seen him do that in a game. And Bradley Beal is also a walking bucket. All these things, we know that. But are they going to be available? That is the biggest point to me. Booker obviously has missed the last 2 games. He might not play until next week. You don't want to be in a situation where you're in the play-in game. They've had a lot of struggles with health this season, which is part of the reason why they are in the position that they are in right now in the rankings. I like the Suns a lot, but for me, it is going to come down to health. Now, I know it comes down to health with every single team, but when you are a top-heavy team like the Suns are, it is even more important because we know that the way that they were built with having these 3 stars, you had to make some cuts on the rest of the roster. And if those players aren't able to contribute consistently night in and night out, as James said, they had a lot of help last night, which is good. But they beat a really great team, and they did it with the star power at the end of the game. You don't want to put yourself in that position night in and night out, and you're able to do that if you have everyone available.
We talked about star power, right?
Yes, sir.
Who the biggest star on the court?
Ooh, Jokić, would you say?
Hey, it's close.
Over KD, it ain't close?
No, it's not. One's an MVP, and is a champion. Did y'all forget?
2 of them MVP and champions.
Yo, we talking about right now. I don't know about all that 6 years ago. We talking about right now, right?
You talking about Jokić?
Yeah, you talking about Jokić?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jokić is the biggest star. So you're talking about the star part. That don't even matter for real. I watched this team last year. In the playoffs, they lost 4 games. Whole playoffs, 4 games. And y'all telling me that that's the biggest threat? Did y'all not watch them last year lose to the same team?
That happened.
Yeah, did.
I watched Booker and KD average 65, 68 points combined. That's a lot of points, right?
A lot of points.
Now, Bill might add a little 20 points in there.
No doubt.
And see, I'm all about matchups, though. If you look at the Suns roster and you look at the Nuggets roster, they match up to them, right?
Of course.
Aaron Gordon, he gonna guard KD. KD gonna do his thing, but is he gonna do his thing like he do against everybody else, or is it gonna be a little different against Aaron Gordon? It's gonna be a little different. Caldwell Pope. Booker like that, but Caldwell play some defense. Lakers still missing him from that championship in the bubble. Right? And the last point is Grayson Allen. People always talk about this and that going on. He had 8 from 3.
Yeah.
Is that gonna happen again? Who gonna beat these boys 4 times in a row? I'm just waiting. Y'all talk about star power and all this. The biggest thing is chemistry. And when I watch all these NBA teams, when I really watch them, there's no other team that's together, that's in sync like the Nuggets.
So what's team?
Oh, yeah, no,
what's team?
Ain't no team, James Jones. Ain't no team.
That's fair. I agree with you about that. I agree with everything you're saying. If we got to pick somebody, though, if you got to pick.
There's no, but y'all got to say no. You got to tell him no.
We got to pick someone.
Because when you watch it, there's no matchup that can give the Nuggets fits.
But flip the question.
Other than, I don't lie, I was going to say the Clippers. Because when they do that small ball and all that, and you got all them 4 offs that can score, but I can't go against nobody but the Nuggets.
Wouldn't you say 2-5? Because I agree. Like if money
you should. If you want to be right, you should.
Money on the line, 2-5. Nuggets are beating the Suns. But I would say I'm gonna flip the same take that you gave us on you. You said that the Nuggets match up well with the Suns. I would look you in the eye, hold up a mirror, and say the Suns match up well with the Nuggets.
And why would you say that?
I would say that because when you talk about bench, when you talk about last week, we were bragging about Michael MPJ going 5 for 5 from 3. Grayson Allen said that's cute. You can go 5 for 5 from 3, bet. I'll start the game going 8 from 8 from 3. When you talk about what the Suns have as far as being able to score at will, game went into overtime. I remember there was a loose ball. Loose ball goes off the rim. I think KD or somebody shot. Ball's bouncing on the court in slow motion. I'm wondering whose hands are it going to land into. There are 9 potential players because KD just shot. It's not going back to him. It lands in the hands of Bradley Beal. I said, what fortune? How nice is that, that a loose ball just lands in the hands of a player who averaged 32 points per game at one point in time in the National Basketball Association. So the Suns got firepower. The Suns are talented enough. The Suns have length. I was watching the game yesterday. I saw Aaron Gordon. Y'all know Aaron Gordon won the slam dunk contest, I believe, where he lost to Zach LaVine. It was
the
one of the
biggest piece to that team, other than the two
No doubt about it. Aaron Gordon was going up for an easy layup, an easy reverse, something. KD just blocks it so casually. At that point in time, I was like, bro, when I was thinking about the Lakers, only AD could do that. KD just casually, I said, you know what? From a size perspective, they match up well. From a Jokić perspective, they match up as good as you can because go back to the days when they chose the Joker over Nurk. So at least from a matchup perspective, at least the Suns can match up.
You really telling me about one game? We just had a whole service size
last year. Go last year.
Let's go last year.
You said the Nuggets lost 4 games in the whole playoffs. Who'd they lose 2 of them to?
The Suns.
So 50% of their losses came to this team.
Okay, and then what? And then what?
And then they beat the brakes off the Lakers.
Another issue that the Suns had last year.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Is that there was no chemistry. There's superstars. So now when we get to the playoffs, because the rest of the season's cool. I mean, NBA players, they hang out all the time, all day. I've been to the club with them. They got a game tomorrow. Playoffs, they don't do that. It's serious. So let's go to some serious basketball.
Yes, sir.
In the playoffs, the chemistry might not be there, the same as it was last year with KD. When KD got there, we was all hype about it because who he was, but they didn't have that chemistry. Fourth quarter, overtime, who's getting the ball, who's not? Who's going to play defense, right? We all talk about this offense. Who's going to play defense? Because one thing about the Nuggets, they play defense, and they love it, and they know their roles. We're going to play defense. We're going to have shooters. We're going to play pick and roll with Murray, and we're going to do it with Jokić. And who's going to stop it? Because they haven't been stopped yet. And you talking about his matchups. Did you not see him last year? How did Aaron Gordon do against KD? Last year. He did very well.
He did real well.
He did very well.
Real well.
Okay, so and then Grayson Allen. I mean, you gonna bet on that again?
No,
I'm gonna take Michael Porter. I'm gonna take Michael Porter before I'm gonna take Grayson Allen shooting the tray ball. I'm gonna take the 6'10".
Bro, Grayson leading the league right now.
Okay, well, what's
you said right now?
Right now. What's the playoffs though? There's no pressure.
But forget all that though. Like, I agree with you.
You got to.
No,
you got to.
Not with all of it, but I do agree that the Nuggets are the top dog. But when we're talking about a team that could knock them off, with Bradley Beal on this team now in this lineup, that is the equalizer because that's another guy to where you can say, here goes the basketball. Acho not lying. When the ball bounced to him, this dude is a true scorer in the NBA. He is nothing to play with. That was not on the court. They were depending on Chris Paul to be that third scorer, and Chris Paul got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Now you put in an all-star in Bradley Beal. That's why I say matchup-wise, even as good as the Nuggets
only one basketball.
Defense, it's going to be tough to stop the Phoenix
It's only one
Suns.
basketball. And Kevin Durant's the best player on that team.
No question.
He do not get the most shots on that team. Did you know that?
Quality shots, though. He get
listen.
He gonna get the right shots.
There's one basketball. There's only one dude who's gonna shoot the ball the most. It is Booker.
I hear you, and I also
he can shoot pretty good.
That the Nuggets are a step ahead of everybody in the West. There is a significant separation between the Nuggets and everyone else. But if there was a team who healthy matched up well with the Nuggets and could have an opportunity to possibly compete with them and make it interesting, I do think it's the Suns. I don't think this Suns team is the same Suns team from last year. They have some new additions to their roster. They have some deductions from their roster that I think make a difference. There's another year of KD and Booker playing together. They have a lot of experience. And in the postseason, the thing that I value the most is health and experience. Because we know stars, if they're there, are going to show up.
Who gets the experience?
Everybody's better.
Oh.
What do you mean?
You say you go for health and experience. So who would get the edge on experience?
I mean, well, technically, KD would have the most experience.
No, team.
And the most
we talking about the team. We talking about the
I go
team.
Nuggets.
We talking about the team.
Nuggets.
Together, of course, the Nuggets have more experience.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Okay, I mean, Booker has played a lot of postseason games.
To the finals.
Their coach is a championship.
They ain't been to the finals. They ain't been to the finals.
Booker and KD have.
Book.
Yes.
And what happened?
Okay,
and what
but
happened?
You can't say that they haven't done it.
When you talk about
win it now.
No. But hold on, wait. What's experience though? Experience is going through it.
going.
Yeah,
going.
Well, for me, if me and you both have been to the finals and you win, your team won, you find a way to win, you got more experience than we do. I can trust you. When it gets hot, I can trust you more.
There are a lot of guys on this team that have a lot of postseason experience.
And another thing, if you look at that Nuggets, that's old, bro. That's old. You keep talking about that's old. What experience that last year? He got smoked.
We're talking about
He won one
experience.
and he got an MVP.
My experience is this. If we both went through it, but your team find a way to win it all,
KD went through it more than them.
and they brought him back.
But here's
I'm
my
not
back.
saying
But this team better. They better.
I'm not saying who's won.
Aiden was the center last year, bro. They way better.
They have experience.
Y'all not watching the Nuggets. Nuggets is crazy.
Are we all kind of saying the same thing?
No,
Shayla,
I'm against y'all. I'm against y'all.
I think what I am simply saying is that, like, the Nuggets would be taken to 7 games. I'd be more than likely. That's what I'm
It will
saying.
be a
Last
really
year they
good
went to
series.
6. I think the Suns are better this year. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the Suns would win.
Okay.
I'm saying, but last year they went to 6.
Yeah,
So, like, you're not saying the Nuggets ain't going to
They're not going to 7. They're not going to 7. You put that big boy down in that paint, that big boy be controlling the paint. They scared of that big boy.
Jokić is playing good basketball, though. He playing way better basketball than Aiden was playing last year. And then you add Bradley Beal. This team is scary.
He was so good they traded him. They couldn't wait to get rid of him. Okay.
I'm a believer in the Nuggets.
Jokić going to win his third MVP.
They don't want to see.
He going to win his third MVP this year. They're going to go back to the Western Conference Finals, and then we're going to be here again.
We will.
And we're going to see what happens.
Oh, so the Suns going to Western
7
Conference
games?
Finals?
I don't know if they're going to make that.
Okay.
Here's my only hope.
7 games is wild.
I hope we get this matchup in the finals and we don't get it in round 1. Because we might get it in round 1 as a 6-3, and that would be disappointing. I want it in the finals.
That'll be scary.
That's what we pay for. When we return, Daniel Jones, hopefully he gets another opportunity to play for the Giants. Word on the street, the Giants are done with DJ. It's a wrap. But did the man get a fair shake? Former first-round pick, 3 head coaches, 2 general managers, in just 5 years. How can you even succeed with that? Should the Giants move on from Daniel Jones? That's next on Speak.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.